Hello and welcome to Adventure Sean and the start of a brand new series here on my YouTube channel. Now, so far in 2019, I've already been over to New York in the USA where I did various different videos from some of the most famous sites and tourist attractions, and also back home in the UK, I've done some videos around London and there's more to come throughout 2019. But I had a few spare days. The weather is absolutely beautiful for February, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to hop over to Paris and come and do some tourist attractions and famous sites over here. Of course, starting off with the most iconic structure in Paris, which is just here behind me. It is, of course, the world famous Eiffel Tower. It was completed in 1889, and we're going to be going right to the top in this video, and I'll tell you more about that when we actually head inside. You've got a security area. It's all changed over the past few years. They've built like a security area all around the outside, and then you can go into like the garden area, and then I believe that's where you now buy your tickets to go up the tower itself. I've been up there many times. In fact, I've been to Paris quite a few times now over the years, especially because of my love for Disney theme parks and Disneyland Paris. So if you want to see those videos, of course, head over to my other channel, Theme Park Worldwide. I will be updating my Disneyland Paris videos over on that channel from this trip, so head over there and check those out. But yeah, the tower is a beautiful structure. I love it, and Paris is one of my favourite cities out there. There's so much to see, the architecture of all the buildings, and of course this gorgeous iconic structure just behind me. The top floor, we can go up to just over 900 feet, meaning we'll get a great view on this really clear day. In fact, I can hardly see any clouds in the sky. You wouldn't think it was February. It's beautiful. But anyway, I'm going to get my bag checked, head straight through into the security area, and then I'll explain a little bit about what I'm going to be doing in this video. So it only took a few minutes to get in through the security area. Nice and quiet today. That's what I like to see. Get here early on a morning is my top tip for you if you are coming to the Eiffel Tower. And as I mentioned, just the whole setup around here has changed over the past few years. They've been working on it for quite a while now, and it looks like it's nearly complete. Basically, to get underneath the Eiffel Tower now, you have to go through the security checks around the outside, and it's created this really nice area underneath it now. It's a lot less crowded. Because obviously before you had like all the ticket kiosks here, all the bag searches, the queue lines to go up the tower. It was all in this area underneath, whereas now obviously all the security checks have been pushed back around the outside, which has of course made it even more secure underneath here, meaning that before you had a lot of people trying to sell you things under here and little models of the Eiffel Tower, all the unofficial stuff basically. So it stops all of that as well, and it's just made it a much more calm and enjoyable place that you can enjoy the spectacular views and looking up at the tower, because of course it's a great structure. It really is, and if you've never been here before, definitely recommend coming to Paris. It's a beautiful city, and everybody always thinks, oh, the Eiffel Tower, but there's actually so much more to this city, and that's what I'm going to be covering throughout this year. All my videos from Paris in 2019 aren't just going to be coming on this trip. I'll be going to Disneyland Paris a lot this year, so I'll probably be coming into Paris another maybe 2 or even 3 times throughout the year, and definitely around Christmas time as well. But yeah, once we're inside here, like I say, there's no need for loads of massive queues everywhere now like there used to be. You've just got them over by the actual pillars themselves. Now you've got options. You can either go up to the first and second floors via a lift, or you can actually walk up in some steps that are actually built into the side of the structure. As this channel's called Adventure Sean, and as, well, Christmas was a couple of months ago and I ate way too much, I need to get my steps in, get some exercise, I'm gonna go for the option to walk up the Eiffel Tower, up to that second level. So this is the first level we can see here. Your second level is what we can see just up there. I'm gonna walk up to that point. I'm gonna take you along for the journey. It also is a little bit cheaper as well, and I'll show you a little look at the ticket prices for that in a moment. But yeah, like I say, you tend to not have to wait as long as well. I mean, queues are very quiet today anyway, but coming on a busier day, you'll be queuing a lot longer for the lifts than you will be climbing the stairs. And as you can see, probably about 5-minute queue there, if that, and then I can start climbing straight away up the stairs. But if you do want to take the lift, the lifts are in the side of the structure here as well. As you can see, quite unique actually, how they're on a slant, they're on an angle. And yeah, I'm just going to make my way down through this way and yeah, get my ticket to go up. I'll also have a little look at the ticket prices as well and show you those. Right then, let the climb begin. Now I've just paid for my ticket and then gone through a secondary security screening as well. So like I say, you have the one to get into the actual area underneath it, and then a secondary one before you actually start to go up the tower as well. So very secure. Now of course, in terms of buying tickets, you'd think they'd have a massive sign down the bottom that listed all the ticket prices, and they've only got a small little sign on the front by the actual counter, so I couldn't really film it. It would have been a bit awkward because it was like right next to where they were serving tickets. But yeah, oh my god, I'm tired already. I've only done 3 flights. But yeah, like, so instead of listing off the ticket price and filming that, on your screen now I'll put a little bit from the website there with all your different ticket prices on, so you can see them there. I'm going to carry on heading up. But yeah, you'd think they'd have a massive sign there, wouldn't you? You know, just listing them all. There is a digital screen where it flashes up like for a few seconds, but yeah, it needs a massive sign really. Oh my god, it's testing me out already, this is. It doesn't help the fact I've got a massive rucksack on. Basically, I'm just backpacking this trip. Instead of having a suitcase, I'm only here for a few days. It was cheaper on the flights, you know what I'm like for a good deal. So yeah, I'm just backpacking it because, like I say, I'm going straight to my hotel tonight after I've done this. I literally landed about an hour and a half ago. So yeah, straight up the Eiffel Tower, carrying a massive rucksack. I wouldn't recommend bringing a rucksack. I've only ever done it with a little backpack before, and yeah, I'm feeling it already. Of course, a huge plus point of walking up the steps of the Eiffel Tower instead of getting the elevator is the fact you get all these different pictures and information as well. This one here about the Statue of Liberty. Guys, it's amazing then that I've been up there now and I've stood right in there, and that video is online here on Adventure Sean, so make sure you do check it out. Of course, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France to the United States of America, and it was a great structure to go over to Liberty Island and see it all. I absolutely loved it. Now, if you're a bit scared of heights and doing this, like, don't worry too much, because you could stand right in the middle of the steps just here, and you've got these massive cages that go up the side. So to be honest, you can't really feel the height that much, because as you can see, you are climbing inside the legs, the feet of the Eiffel Tower. It's not like you're on the outside of it, so yeah, you don't really feel the height too much at all. So yeah, anybody who is scared of heights and maybe feels like conquering that challenge, the Eiffel Tower here in Paris is a great opportunity to do that. Now, I've only actually been walking for just over 5 minutes, and I've already nearly actually made it to the first level of the Eiffel Tower. As you can see at this point, like I was mentioning just about the heights, it starts to block in here at this point anyway, so you really can't tell how high you are at all. You know, it all depends on if you are a bit scared of heights or not. Sometimes people might find it easier actually walking up the steps than going up in the elevator. You know, I have known a few people do that. Here's a little look at what we're going to see shortly when we've climbed these final few flights of stairs. And there's a look at that unique elevator system there as well, on its side going up into the tower itself. And yeah, like I say, when we get onto this level, we'll have a look round, and then I'll carry on climbing up to the second level, and then from that point on you can't walk to the top. At that point you have to get in an elevator to take you right to the top. But here we are on the first floor. Oh, nice automatic gates there. And here we are. Yeah, this was all done a few years ago, all refurbished, and they put some new indoor spaces here, restaurants, facilities, and also, if we come around this way, we've got a nice glass floor now as well. We'll have a look at those iconic views in a moment. It's such a clear day today. Brilliant day for it. Yeah, so a lot of refurbishment was done. Of course, if you want to, you can just buy a ticket to go up to the second floor. You don't have to go all the way up to the top. But I'd highly recommend, if you are coming here to Paris to do it, then go all the way to the top. You won't regret it, and it's well worth it for that view at the top. And here's the glass floor, but it looks very, very dirty. In fact, you can hardly see. Oh my God, look at that. Because obviously with these glass floors, they put like a cellophane on top of it. You can actually see it like there, you know, like to stop it getting too dirty. But the issue is, that needs replacing. Like, the whole idea with those is that you rip them up every so often and then put new ones down. That's what they do on the likes of the Blackpool Tower back in the UK. Oh, this is a bit better here, look. There we go. Nice and secure, don't worry.
Et t'as pas peur, toi?
Mais tant mieux.
Eh bien, tant mieux, parce que moi, j'ai...
Right, let's carry on having a look round, and we'll start off with looking at the views out this way. Now, I've been up the Eiffel Tower 5 times in my life, and I've never seen it this quiet. Look at it, there's hardly anybody up here. Normally, you've got people coming up to the sides here, and you know, you normally can't get to the side to get a really nice view or put your phone there and get a photo. But look at this today, it's dead. Absolutely crazy, can't believe it. And this beautiful weather as well. I suppose, you know, people didn't know the weather was going to be this nice. We only found out like last week, you know, when we saw the forecasts. But yeah, here we are on this first level, and we're not actually that high up here, but you get some really nice views looking down the river, and of course some of the other famous sites and monuments throughout Paris as well. Lots of different bits of information to read here. A lot of little screens and things, and like I say, a lot of this was all redone a few years ago. That's why it all looks quite fresh. And yeah, they've gradually been doing this huge refurbishment project to the tower, and yeah, I think they've done some work up at the top since that I've not actually seen, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. A look at the New Year celebrations. Never actually been into Paris itself for New Year, but I've been to Disneyland Paris quite a long time ago. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you know, hopefully coming and seeing New Year here on the Eiffel Tower at some point. Would be great to see. Have a look at some of those views from around this side. In terms of space up here, yet again, I've done this with the skyscrapers that I've done in New York and also London. You know, if you don't want to get too close to the side, you don't have to. There's a lot of space where you could stand in the middle or around the side here, you know, where you're not up close to the edge. So maybe you want to come up here, but you don't feel quite confident enough to go and stand near the edge. You know, especially on this level, there's a lot of space. As you go up the tower onto levels 2 and 3, obviously the space does get smaller. But yeah, like really nice views, even if you only want to come up here to the first level. I love the architecture of Paris though, all of these buildings. Really, really nice. And you can see the gardens area. That's the entrance where I started the video down there. I was on the grass just over on the right hand side, back at the start of this vlog. But yeah, I won't point out any of the sites just yet until we get higher up on the Eiffel Tower. But we'll continue walking around this way and start to go up the steps, up to level 2. Here's a look at some of the construction images from the Eiffel Tower. Foundation work taking place here, and you can see the start of one of the pillars going into place there. Some of the team that helped design and work on the tower. Crazy, isn't it, how times have evolved? I mean, look at that. Standing up there, you know, no safety harnesses or anything back then. Amazing, isn't it? It's like those famous buildings you see from New York, you know, like when a lot of the buildings were being done back in the day. All the construction workers sitting on the steel beams, and amazing, isn't it, how times move on? It really is. Now, of course, much like most things out there, the Eiffel Tower has been replicated in many different ways in different places around the world. One of them being back in the UK. A picture there from 1894 of the Blackpool Tower. Blackpool, a place that's very close to my heart. Love visiting there. I was there yesterday, actually, doing some more videos over on my other channel. Here's a look at some more of those skyscrapers from across the world. Some of the ones that I've seen, some that I haven't. Some to go and explore. I've seen the Oriental Pearl Tower, but I've not been up it. Same with the Shanghai Tower. We just didn't have much time when we was on our Asia trip. And unfortunately, when I was there, this channel didn't exist in the form that it does now, so I would have definitely done some more videos for Adventure Sean. A building that I have been up though is the world's tallest building, which is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Of course, I went up there at the start of last year. Empire State Building was there a couple of months ago. One World Trade Center just there. Crazy, isn't it? And there's the Eiffel Tower just here. Yeah, when you look at that, I mean, I know you can't really do that, but you know, you're looking at like double the height, aren't you, really, of One World Trade Center. That's something that I learned doing as a kid, that is, like, just to compare like different buildings and things. Crazy, isn't it? things what you pick up. But yeah, we're going to go around this way, have a look at the view and head up the steps just here. Now some of you might be watching this video thinking, how many steps are you actually climbing up, Sean? Every so often, there's little markers telling you how many steps you've done. So there you go, 410 steps there to that point. At this point, this is where it starts to open up a little bit now. Obviously, you are still in them sides to the tower itself. You're not on the outside, but you're certainly closer to the outside, climbing up to this second level. So yeah, if you don't like your heights, like I say, this is the point now where you do start to notice it a bit more, being closer to the outside of the structure. Here he comes. Hey, I like that. They've actually got a mannequin on the side to replicate how it used to be when they'd have someone on the side operating the elevator. Obviously now they've got someone who stands inside. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, and you get to see a bit of that lift mechanism up there as well. Not far now from the second floor. Probably another few minutes, a couple more flights of stairs just up here, as you can see. But yeah, like this takes a little bit longer. I'd say I've been walking for about 10 minutes with a couple of stoppages to get from the first floor to where I am now. So yeah, I'd say it takes nearly double the amount of time than it does doing that first bit. I say that, it's probably because when you first start out, you've got more energy. By this point, you're starting to feel a little bit tired. Hello. Hello. Get yourself on YouTube, Adventure Sean, check it out. Right then, here I am on level 2. As you can see, much busier here. A lot of people tend to come straight up to level 2 because of how the elevator system works than stopping on 1. Obviously, a lot of people might be restricted for time when coming here, much like I was when I went to New York. You want to make sure you're getting the most out of things. Obviously, for me, a big part of it is always seeing everything when I go to attractions and sites like this. But you don't always have the time, so you do have to prioritise things, hence why you might not want to stop on the first floor and just come straight up to the second floor to just come and see the views from here, because they are much better. In my opinion, you get the best views of the landmarks from here, because obviously when you're at the top, you're much higher than anything else in the city, whereas here, you're just quite a nice eye level to see some of those famous sites. And also I'd recommend, instead of going down the bottom here on the second floor, just walking up them steps like I did just, spiral staircase, and here you get a much more unrestricted view looking out over Paris. Let's point out some of the famous monuments and landmarks down here. Obviously you've got the River Seine running down here, a beautiful river. You can go on a river cruise that I've done before, and I intend to do one of those at some point in 2019. Don't think I'll get round to it this trip because I've got a few other bits planned, but like I say, I'll be coming back to Paris a few times this year, and also going up to Disneyland as well. Yeah, there's the Seine that runs all the way down through the centre of Paris. You actually walk all down the side, which is really nice actually. It's a great walk. I like walking down to the Notre Dame and the Louvre Art Gallery. But yeah, I'm going to zoom in so you can see the Notre Dame now. You can just make it out on the right hand side of your screen. Let's test the zoom out. Beautiful structure, and there it is. So yeah, you can walk down to there. It takes about an hour or so to walk down to it from here, but it's well worth it. Or of course you can use the metro if you want to, but it's a great walk down the river. You see some other beautiful architecture, and stay tuned because I will be filming a video from there and going up the towers, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Pan across a little bit, the Louvre is over there. It's a big U-shaped building, quite hard for me to point it out, but it's down in that direction over there, and of course you've got all these different buildings in a line down the side. Panning across, you've got the huge palace over there on the hillside. It's a Roman Catholic church that I've never actually been over there to see it, but it looks absolutely huge, and I'd really like to get over there at some point, and I'm sure I will do. Yeah, you look at that compared to the size of some of these other buildings, an absolutely incredible structure. And of course, another one of the most famous monuments, and to me, from how, you know, when I was growing up, this was like the second most thing that I wanted to see when I came to Paris. And if we pan just over in this direction, you're able to see the Arc de Triomphe, which is just there. I'll zoom in on it for you, so you can see. It's quite hard to spot at first. Can you see it now? There you go, just on that left-hand side of the screen. And that's going to be another video coming up. That'll be the next video here on Adventure Sean from Paris. There you are, you can see people standing on the top just up there. and you get a really nice view actually all around the shops and things around there as well, looking down all the different streets. Because it's a roundabout, all the streets come off it, so you get some really nice pictures and video footage. Shortly, like I say, we'll start making our way up to the top, but if I spin the camera around, you get a bit of a look right up to the top of the structure. Like I say, I think at the top where you can stand, it's about 906 feet, I believe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going up there. I've only actually done the top a couple of times before because it's been closed. Like I say, they were doing some work. If it's too windy, it can also close. And yeah, like, you know, you might not always want to go up to the top. You might just want to come to this level. Like I say, I do think you can get the best pictures of the sights from level 2. Let's carry on walking around this way. So let's have a little zoom in over towards La Défense, which is the financial district that we can see over there. You've also got the Grand Arch of La Défense as well that you can go up in an elevator, and I've never done that before, so I would like to do it. All the different buildings down there, very similar to Canary Wharf really. A few cranes and things I can spot over there as well, so maybe a bit of development going on. But yeah, there's the Grand Arch just over there. The structure that you can just see through the buildings. And also one of the best views you can actually get at the Eiffel Tower is from standing just over there. I'll point it out for you, just on that bit, and that's actually where I plan to wrap up this video once I've been up to the top, because then I'm going to walk down the streets here down towards the Arc de Triomphe, like I say, because that's just over there. It's a nice walk down here, only about a 20-minute walk, so yeah, quite nice to enjoy that, especially in the sunshine. But yeah, I'm actually in the queue now to go up to the top. Lots of different signs for it around here, so you can't get lost. All these different directional signs, so you know where you're going if you are going back down at this point. And yeah, you have to have a ticket to go to the top at this point. I believe you can buy a ticket here on level 2 to go up to the top, but not always. If it is really busy, they don't always offer that. So I definitely recommend, if you want to go up to the top, buying your ticket for it down at the bottom.
Elle a un beau train, elle a un beau paysage toute la journée. Elle va être combien de temps? Tous les 3
So you've just seen footage from inside the elevator there, taking us up here to the top of the Eiffel Tower. And here we are. What a beautiful day for it. This is probably the best day, weather-wise, that I've ever come up here. Amazing views. You can see so far today, it's so clear. Not a cloud in the sky, look at that. What a beautiful morning. Wow, really good. Now obviously here we've got an indoor deck. We also got the steps here as well and go outside, where we'll go in just a moment. Just thought I'd point out these around the top. Starting off here with a couple, of course, from the United Kingdom. And there's me in reflection. Well, there you go, you've got the different distances between some of these other tall structures, which is quite interesting. Blackpool, 669 kilometres. Portsmouth, 330 kilometres. There you go, and obviously it tells you which direction they're in as well. This is looking north just here. See what I was saying earlier on when we were downstairs on the second level about the Arc de Triomphe there being in the middle of a roundabout? Zoom in on that, you get a really good view of that from here actually. Look at that. Obviously to get over to it you go under in a subway, And I'll be showing you all of that in my vlog coming up here on Adventure Sean. So make sure you check out the Paris playlist to see that one. You can also follow me over on Instagram as well, at Sean Sandbrook. The link is down below in the video description. Then you'll get to see what's coming up next on this channel. That's the queue to go down. We don't want to go down yet, everyone just come up. Let's go around this way. More pictures here, look, of the work taking place. Wow, oh, it's a great day for it today, isn't it? I look down there at the River Seine. All the different bridges going over it. See a lot further down now towards the Louvre. Wonderful. Let's head up these steps to the highest point we can get to. The outdoor observation deck at the top of the Eiffel Tower. And here we are. So like I say, up here, much smaller than the other levels. You've not got as much space, like you have to pretty much walk close to the side up here. It's quite busy actually, isn't it? Much quieter down there on level 1. Like I say, I think that's mainly because a lot of people tend to skip that and come straight up to level 2. Champagne bar, yeah. And there's a look up to the top of the structure. What I really like with this as well is you are right near the top. Some of these famous structures and skyscrapers around the world, you're not actually close to the top of it, whereas with the Eiffel Tower you are. And if you come up here at night, the views are incredible, and you also get to see the big lights. They have a big beam of light what spins round, and of course all the little individual strobe lights that are attached to it as well. And you can see that these huge boxes, so when you see the Eiffel Tower in pictures and videos all lit up at night and twinkling, it's all of these massive boxes that are lighting up from a distance. They look small, but when you get up close to them, obviously you realise just how big they are. That was a massive job just installing all of those, wasn't it?
We did. We were winners.
Brilliant. No selfie sticks and no padlocks. There you go. Padlock prohibited, risk of fatal fall. Follow the rules, folks, follow the rules. Let's have a little zoom down, shall we? Here's some more information about the masts here on the top of the Eiffel Tower. Some images there as well, some quite old images down here. 1898, 1904, 1925. The back of the champagne bar there. There is some toilets up here though. There you go. You've got to go, you've got to go. So it was used for scientific experiments in 1891. Just getting very busy up here. Worth pointing out, we waited about 15 minutes. The queue line was pretty full as well, so yeah, if it's full, you're looking to wait about 15-20 minutes, I'd say on average, to get up here to the top. Try and show you a little look inside there. Do you like how they've got a little scene up here?
Nu is het even klaar. We staan hier voor een gaan boven op de Eiffeltoren doorleggen.
Some information there, like I always say. Pause it if you want to read it a bit more. Top there in French. Just underneath there in English. Let's look out to the east now across Paris, around this way. All these beautiful gardens down here, lots of different events have happened over the years down there.
C'est pas le même, mais les monuments restent sympas.
Ils sont pas comme on a l'habitude de les voir.
Alors peut-être
Tu remontes.
Ça, ce soir, on va parler.
Thank you so much.
So you've just seen a few more panning shots there across the beautiful city of Paris. And before we head down, just thought I'd show this to you here. Look at that poster. I love little old things like this that they've got on display. Wow. 25% reduction there. Love it. Obviously a bit of information here on Sunday the 31st of March at 1:30 p.m. Gustave Eiffel proudly honoured the highest tower in the world at that time. Gustave, I think. Yeah, you know what my pronunciation's like, it's awful. And of course you've got some more information to read there. So feel free to pause the video if you want to read that there either in French or English. Fascinating, isn't it? But anyway, I'm going to head back down. There you are, a little look there at the system for the elevators. Some more steps there. Like I say, there is steps that go up here to the top. There has to be for security and purposes. You know, they've got to have steps just in case of an emergency. But yeah, you can't go up them. If you could, I'd definitely give it a go if you were allowed to do them. But yeah, you do have to get the lift to this point. But anyway, it's time to head back down, so I'm going to get in the lift queue. Not too bad, maybe 5 minutes or so. And yeah, I'll see you back down on the steps. Yeah, so it only took about 5 minutes there, as expected, to queue up for the elevator to get back down to the second level. Well worth going up there to get the views. Definitely the best views I've ever had actually from up there today, just because of how clear it is. I mean, I've been up here in the sunshine before, but there's still been a few clouds and stuff in the distance, whereas today there is nothing. It is a perfect view looking across this beautiful city. Like I said back at the start of the video, I absolutely love Paris, and I can't wait to explore more areas that I've never actually been to throughout this year. I think every time I come to Paris, like I said, I've been here about 5 times, and I've definitely done this 5 times over the past few years. You know, I always tend to come back to the same places, but now I've started Adventure Sean, I've got more of an excuse now to go and see some of the more unique places out there, a bit like what I did in New York, and what I'm also planning to do back home in London as well. But yeah, I'm going to carry on walking down the steps just here. Once I set myself a challenge, and I actually timed it, how long it took me to walk from the top all the way back down to the bottom, and I managed to do it at quite a fast pace. I did it in about 6 minutes, so there you go. It shows that someone's probably done it a lot faster. Maybe it's another challenge that I can do in the future, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely really enjoyed coming up here again and seeing it. It's something that I probably won't do for quite a while now. Of course, I did it last February actually, but back then Adventure Sean wasn't what it was. You know, I'd only just started putting a couple of bits on from Dubai, and I was still thinking about how I wanted to move forward with this channel. And here we are a year on, and look at where it is today. I thank each and every one of you that's come over from Theme Park Worldwide and onto this channel to come and see these videos. And yeah, also to any new viewers who've not seen Theme Park Worldwide, and maybe you've been searching for attractions in London or New York, and of course now Paris. And yeah, I started to build up a bit of a portfolio on here now, a bit of a collection of different adventures, and putting them into playlists is a big thing for me with this channel. I've got that New York York playlist, a London playlist, and now Paris with lots of different videos. But anyway, I'm going to carry on walking down the steps. Like I said, I'll be back at the first floor in just a moment. Carry on walking down, and I'll see you at the bottom where we're going to walk over here. I'll spin the camera around and show you. So the plan is to go and wrap up the video at the top just over there and get what, in my opinion, is the best view of the Eiffel Tower. So I'll see you in a few minutes when I get down to the bottom. Just thought I'd show you that bit of footage there of the elevator coming down. It shows how unique it is in the side of the structure just here. But of course, like all these tourist attractions, there's a gift shop. So let's go inside and have a little look. Or as a boutique, as they're calling it. There's a look at the Eiffel Tower at night, how it sparkles. €64, 99 cents. Snow globe, $7.99. Oh, I do like the mug though. It's a bit different, isn't it? 2 for €20. Stuffed toys down there, more mugs. Key rings, fridge magnets, all your usual sort of stuff. Isn't it funny, wherever you go in the world, the merchandise, what you get at these sort of places, is all the same. Of course, t-shirts and hoodies down there. Quite expensive in here though, in my opinion. 2 for $69. It's a lot. And there you go, that's the gift shop. And yeah, back underneath here. I love this now it's closed in though down here. It's just nice to be able to walk around and just enjoy it, to be honest, because before you had a lot of people trying to sell you things and yeah, it was just getting a bit too much, whereas now it's a much clearer space. A little look up there to where we've just been. You see the glass floors around the side there. I love it. What an amazing structure. And like I say, just before we wrap up the video, I'm going to continue out this way up to the exit, which is in this top corner, and go for a little walk and get a nice view of the Eiffel Tower from a bit further away. When I upload this vlog in February 2019, you're all going to think that I filmed it last summer. Like, look at this, I'm absolutely sweating. You're going to think that I filmed it like last August or something and waited until now to upload it. But trust me, I haven't. It is February and it's absolutely baking. It's lovely. Like, I've took my coat off, my hoodie I put in my bag earlier on, my rucksack's ridiculously heavy now, but who cares? I'm in Paris, in the sunshine, in February, and having a great time. I'm loving it, and what a great couple of hours I've had there visiting the world famous Eiffel Tower. And this is why I wanted to come over here, because this is the place to come for atmosphere. You've got all the street theatre around here, lots of different shows and stuff going on. It's got a really nice feel to it around here, and of course you've got that iconic structure in the backdrop, which you get some really nice views of from here. So I'll have a bit of a pan round just before I end the video. Now there's some sort of event what they're setting up for down here. Looks like they're setting up, I don't think they're taking it down. But you can see normally this marquee isn't there and all these temporary barriers and things. Yeah, something's going on it seems down there, and it's got all like panels around the side that are reflective, which is quite interesting. Yeah, what a feel up here, and you can see just how popular this spot gets. Hundreds of people up here taking photos, and this is them right in the middle, this point just here. Best place to come to get them views. Absolutely incredible, it really is. And of course the next video coming up here on Adventure Sean from the beautiful city of Paris will be from the Arc de Triomphe. and that's where I'm heading to next. You have to excuse my pronunciation in these videos, you know what I'm like, it's awful, but I try my best, you know what I'm like. But there you go, thank you very much for watching another video here on Adventure Sean. Check out my videos from New York, London, and also the playlist here from Paris, because it's only just begun. I'm going to be discovering a lot more around this beautiful city in 2019, and I look forward to sharing it with you all here on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Sean Sandbrook, and that leaves me with one more thing to say. Get out there and have your own adventures. See you soon.